Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Reseller, and I am giving you a video of the 11 things that I sold this week between February 27th and March 5th. First thing I sold was a set of Fisher-Price Little People accessories. They do very well, especially the accessories. I bought it at an estate sale last weekend, and they had all the houses and everything, but I picked up the bucket of accessories, which I probably should have picked up the houses too, because I could have sold things as sets. But they wanted like $5 for the house, and then for the whole bucket of accessories, they charged, I think, 5 or 4 or 6, something anyway. So the first thing I sold out of that bucket was this set of Fisher-Price Little People. They were the school, and the school was there, but it was trash. That was the other thing, is that the houses and the farm, they had a farm, they had a house, they had a village, which actually probably I should have picked up, but all of it was pretty trash. The only thing that was worthwhile was the camper, and that's listed and it hasn't sold yet. So anyway, these sold in one day for $29.99. The next thing I sold was this fishing vest jacket. It was a jacket. It's Brooks Brothers. And when I bought it home. I think I paid $7, and I was pretty bummed because I definitely paid up for that one. I don't usually pay that much. Jackets I do sometimes. But then when I looked it up, I realized, oh my gosh, they're not selling for very much. The vests don't sell for very much. But this was vintage, so I took a shot, and I ended up selling it for $39.99, and it went to Japan. The next thing I sold was another thing out of that bucket of accessories. It was just the leftovers, so I didn't charge very much. I only charged $9. They paid for shipping, and it was the cars and some chairs and some tables and stuff. So I just lotted those up. Okay, the next thing is a box for a fishing reel I bought at an auction. It didn't have the actual the fly fishing reel that was supposed to have in it. It had a casting reel, which I didn't realize, and so that was sort of a mistake, but I ended up selling the box for $14.99, and I'll talk about that at the end. The next thing I sold was a shirt that my daughter, sometimes I feel like she's my sister. She's my 13-year-old daughter, and she fully rejected this. This is so not her, and I had picked it up at Goodwill for $1. It was on clearance or Salvation Army, and so I sold it for $12.50, and it's out of here. And I had it for a long time, but I thought that I had it listed for a long time, but then when I looked and saw when I actually listed it was in January. I thought this was one of those things that I'd had like 4 or 5 years. Well, I've had it 4 or 5 years, but I hadn't listed it until January. The next thing I sold was this North Face fleece. I bought it at a thrift store that on Saturdays has dollar sale. So you can go into the annex behind and pay $1 or $1.50. Even in the front of the store, it's half off. And then back in the alley, they have another one everything's $1. And so I picked that up pretty cheap. I sold this Hannah Anderson. I took a best offer. I didn't even sell it for $8.75. I have a lot of stuff that I'm just trying to get rid of because it's ancient. I mean, ancient, like 4 years ancient. And I took $5, I think, on that, just to get it out of here. The next thing I sold was a Golf Pro shirt. It's Greg Norman. They actually don't do all that great. They're not super valuable, but it's money, so it was easy to list. The next thing I sold was out of Margaret's jewelry jar. It's the second thing I've sold out of that. I sold these earrings. They're clip-on earrings from the 80s. I sold them for $14.99. I sold a patch. I had gotten a bunch of these at an estate sale, a whole big wad of them for like $1 or something, and they're slowly but surely selling as Ryan and Jay from Scavenger Life always say. It's part of the pipeline. It's listed. They sell every now and then. I sell them for $10, and I don't make a ton of money on them, but they're there. Any money's good money, right? And then the last thing I sold was this Max and Ruby plush. It's Ruby. It's from a toddler show that my little girl used to like to watch, and I took a best offer on that for $4 as well. So All the totals, I sold 185.84 is what I tell my husband, and the cost of goods for all of those things $15.99. The fees from eBay were, and PayPal and shipping, I just combined them all, $58.87 for a total profit of the week $110.98. Now that's pretty low, but it's starting to be March, and I am still listing. I am not giving up hope. I know if I keep listing a ton that some of it will sell. Like the Fisher Price stuff sold in a day, and then I had stuff that was 5 years. That one dress, the Hannah Anderson dress, was 5 years old. That's too long to keep stuff around. I'm shooting for 3 years, and then eventually, when I get enough stuff in the store, I'll say 2 years, because no one wants to see the same stuff. They do a search and then they see the same silly thing for years. No one's going to want that. It's dead stock. So anyway, here's my tip for the going back to the box for the fishing reel. I bought a big lot, well, not a big lot, but a box lot of stuff online. The guy does 1 or 2 auctions a month. And this one was an estate, and there was knives in there, and they were broken, and I tossed those because they were all chipped, and nobody would want that. But there was a casting reel was in the fly fishing box, and I was pretty bummed because that probably would have, the only reason why I bought it was for that. And I honestly thought that I would make $65, but instead I sold it for $15. I paid $6 for the whole lot, so it wasn't, I didn't have that much money into it. And then I still also have 2 of the fly casting reels online. I don't know a lot about them, but one was from Sears from the 70s, and the other one was just like a dime store in 1970s or 80s. Just a regular put the worm on the hook kind of reel. And so I'll make my money back. I made my money back just with the box. So when you get something and you're kind of bummed and you got a big box lot and you think, oh my God, this isn't the thing that I thought it was, or it wasn't in shape. I didn't go look ahead of time because the place is like, it's an hour away. So I don't want to drive the day before the auction, go inspect the things, and then drive back the next day and go pick it up. It's not worth the gas money to me. So I just go sight unseen and I take my chances. And I brought it home and I was disappointed, but then you make lemonade out of lemons and you sell a box and you make your profit back. So just because you think you made a mistake on an auction, sometimes it can be a win. It may not be as big a winner as you think, but just keep trying. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good week. Talk to you soon.